Do you wish to live your best life? It's a question that resonates deeply within all of us, an inquiry that often stirs a restless yearning for something greater, a life imbued with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. For many, the immediate response to this question leads to the pursuit of more achievements to boast about, more possessions to showcase, more accolades to prove our worth. Society conditions us to equate success with accumulation, as though the sheer volume of what we own or achieve could somehow define our happiness. Yet, when we pause and reflect, a profound truth begins to emerge. True contentment and lasting happiness do not lie in gaining more, but rather in letting go. This realization is a cornerstone of Buddhist wisdom, a philosophy that has guided countless individuals toward inner peace and liberation for over 2,500 years. The teachings of Buddhism challenge us to reconsider the way we approach life, urging us to release the clinging and craving that keep us bound to dissatisfaction. At the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies the idea that life is a stream of impermanence, a constant ebb and flow where nothing remains fixed. The possessions we treasure, the goals we chase, and the identities we construct are all transient, like clouds drifting across the sky. The Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." This simple yet profound teaching encapsulates a universal truth. It is not the absence of things that causes suffering, but our unwillingness to let go of our attachments to them. The path to a meaningful life, according to Buddhism, begins within. It starts with quieting the mind and learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. In this stillness, we can see the roots of our suffering, the incessant desires, the unfulfilled expectations, and the self-imposed pressures that cloud our sense of peace. By cultivating mindfulness and living in harmony with the present moment, we learn to appreciate life as it unfolds, free from the weight of unnecessary attachments. Letting go does not mean abandoning ambition, relationships, or goals. Rather, it means releasing the tight grip of attachment that turns these aspects of life into sources of stress and suffering. The Buddha taught that clinging arises from misunderstanding the nature of reality, that we falsely believe lasting happiness can be found in external things. When we let go of this illusion, we open the door to a deeper kind of joy, one that is not dependent on circumstances, but arises naturally from within. As we journey along this path of self-discovery, it becomes clear that the key to living a truly meaningful life lies in shedding the toxic habits, perceptions, and relationships that no longer serve us. These elements often act as invisible chains, keeping us tethered to cycles of stress and unhappiness. By consciously choosing to release them, we create space for clarity, peace, and growth to flourish. Today, we invite you to explore this timeless wisdom with us. Together, we will delve into 12 transformative practices rooted in Buddhist thought, each designed to guide you toward a life of greater balance and serenity. These steps are not quick fixes or fleeting resolutions, but enduring habits that cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. With gentle persistence and an open heart, these practices will help you navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. They will illuminate the path to inner peace, enabling you to align your actions with your true values and purpose. This is not merely a journey of reflection, but a profound opportunity for transformation. As we embark on this exploration, let us remember that the road to freedom begins with a single step: the willingness to let go. Are you ready to embrace this journey and discover the life that awaits beyond the illusions of attachment? Let us walk this path together, guided by the timeless wisdom of the Buddha and the unshakable truth that peace is always within reach. 1. Let go of unrealistic goals. Attachment to specific outcomes is a common yet significant source of dissatisfaction and inner turmoil. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that success and happiness are tied to achieving specific goals. These goals often stem from societal expectations, cultural norms, or the influence of family, peers, and media. We set our sights on milestones such as career promotions, material possessions, or personal achievements, convinced that attaining them will fill a perceived void within us. However, When we pause to deeply reflect, we may come to understand that many of these pursuits do not truly align with our authentic selves or deepest values. The Buddha's wisdom offers us a profound perspective. Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart to give yourself to it. This teaching reminds us that our purpose and goals should arise from a place of inner clarity and self-awareness, not external pressure. When we examine our aspirations through this lens, we may find that some of them were adopted to gain approval, fit societal molds, or meet unrealistic standards. Such pursuits often lead to frustration, burnout, or a sense of emptiness, even when achieved. Letting go of unrealistic goals is not an act of failure, but one of courage and self-honesty. It requires us to acknowledge when something we once thought important no longer serves our well-being or growth. This process can feel like shedding a layer of ourselves, as it involves releasing attachments that we may have clung to for years. However, this shedding is necessary to reveal the core of who we are. Consider the metaphor of a sculptor working with a block of marble. The sculptor's task is not to add more to the marble, but to carefully chip away the excess, uncovering the masterpiece hidden within. Similarly, by letting go of goals that no longer resonate with our inner truth, we free ourselves to focus on what truly matters. Those pursuits that nurture our soul and bring genuine fulfillment. This process begins with self-reflection. Ask yourself, are my goals genuinely my own, or are they shaped by the expectations of others? Do these aspirations align with my core values, or are they driven by a desire to impress or conform? By answering these questions honestly, you can identify the goals worth pursuing and those you are ready to release. Releasing unrealistic goals allows us to reclaim the energy and time that would otherwise be spent chasing illusions. It helps us reconnect with the present moment, appreciating the beauty of life as it unfolds. Instead of living in a constant state of striving, we can cultivate a sense of contentment and peace, knowing that we are walking a path aligned with our true purpose. 2. Speak with mindful compassion. The way we communicate has an extraordinary impact on the world around us and the state of our own inner peace. Words, though intangible, carry immense power. They can uplift or wound, unite or divide, bring clarity or sow confusion. Buddhism recognizes this truth through the principle of right speech, one of the central teachings of the Noble Eightfold Path. This principle urges us to use our words mindfully, ensuring they are truthful, kind, and beneficial. In moments of anger or frustration, it is all too easy to speak impulsively, letting our emotions dictate our words. However, such reactions often lead to harm, both to the listener and to ourselves. Words spoken in anger can leave lasting scars, creating divisions that may take years to heal. They can also disrupt our own inner harmony, filling us with regret or guilt once the moment has passed. Instead of reacting impulsively, Buddhism teaches us to pause and practice mindful communication. This means taking a moment to breathe, center ourselves, and reflect on the potential impact of our words before we speak. It involves choosing language that reflects compassion and understanding, even in challenging situations. By doing so, we transform potential conflicts into opportunities for connection and growth. The Dhammapada, a revered collection of the Buddha's teachings, offers this timeless advice. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. This verse reminds us that the quality of our speech matters far more than its quantity. A single thoughtful, kind, and truthful word can have a profound and lasting effect, fostering trust, healing, and mutual respect. Mindful speech is not just a tool for improving our relationships with others. It is also a practice of self-mastery. When we learn to control our words, we strengthen our emotional resilience and cultivate greater self-awareness. We become less reactive and more intentional, approaching life's challenges with a sense of calm and clarity. To practice mindful compassion in speech, consider these guiding questions. Is what I am about to say true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Will it help or harm? By reflecting on these questions, we can ensure that our words contribute to harmony rather than discord. Mindful speech also invites us to listen deeply. True communication is not only about expressing ourselves, but also about understanding others. When we listen with an open heart and without judgment, we create a space for genuine connection. This kind of listening can dissolve misunderstandings and build bridges of empathy and trust. In our daily interactions, let us strive to be instruments of peace, using our words to uplift and inspire. Let us remember that even in the face of anger or conflict, we have the power to choose calmness and compassion. By replacing harsh words with gentle ones, we not only transform our relationships, but also contribute to a more peaceful and understanding world. 3. Free yourself from comparisons. One of the most insidious traps we fall into is the habit of comparing ourselves to others. In today's world, where social media highlights curated moments of success and joy, it's easy to feel as though we're not measuring up. Constant comparison can rob us of our ability to appreciate our unique path, leaving us discontented and disconnected from the richness of our own journey. The Buddha offers timeless wisdom on this matter. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These words remind us that true contentment is not found in the external markers of success, but in cultivating inner harmony. When we measure our worth against others, we overlook the value of our individuality and the beauty of our personal growth. Each of us is on a journey shaped by our experiences, challenges, and aspirations. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing a rose to an oak tree. Each is magnificent in its way, but they thrive in different seasons and environments. By focusing on others, we divert our energy away from nurturing our unique strengths and embracing our authentic selves. To free yourself from comparisons, start by recognizing the moments when they arise. Pay attention to how they make you feel. Do they inspire growth, or do they diminish your self-esteem? Practicing mindfulness can help you observe these thoughts without judgment and gently let them go. Shift your focus inward, celebrating your progress and appreciating the lessons you've learned along the way. Instead of seeing others' achievements as a benchmark for your life, view them as inspiration for what's possible. However, remember that someone else's success does not diminish your own. Life is not a race or competition. It's an unfolding journey that is uniquely yours. Pause to ask yourself, what have I accomplished recently that I'm proud of? How have I grown as a person? By reflecting on these questions, you shift your perspective from comparison to gratitude, fostering a sense of contentment and self-acceptance. Finally, embrace the idea that your worth is inherent. It is not determined by how you stack up against others. Trust in your path, for it is unfolding exactly as it should. By freeing yourself from comparisons, you make room to appreciate the beauty of your own life, one step at a time. 4. Release the need for external validation. Living for the approval of others is a relentless pursuit that often leaves us feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. It's like chasing a shadow. No matter how fast or far we run, we can never fully grasp it. When we base our happiness on external validation, we hand over the power to define our worth to others, leaving our sense of self vulnerable to their changing opinions. True happiness, as Buddhism teaches, arises from within. The Buddha said, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." This profound truth reminds us that self-acceptance and inner peace come from aligning with our authentic selves, not from conforming to the expectations of others. Releasing the need for external validation is an act of self-liberation. It requires us to trust our intuition and honor our unique values and aspirations. This means making choices that resonate with our true selves, even when they go against societal norms or the approval of those around us. When we stop seeking validation from others, we reclaim our power and begin living authentically. Consider the metaphor of a stage. Living for external validation is like performing on a grand stage, with the audience's applause determining our sense of worth. But the lights on that stage are not meant for us. They illuminate society's expectations and fleeting standards. To find true freedom, We must step off that stage and into a quiet space where we can hear our own inner voice. Start by reflecting on the motivations behind your decisions. Ask yourself, am I doing this because it genuinely aligns with my values, or because I want others to approve? When you act from a place of authenticity, you build a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, regardless of external opinions. It's also important to cultivate relationships that celebrate your individuality. Surround yourself with people who support your growth and respect your choices, rather than those who pressure you to conform. These connections will reinforce your confidence and remind you that you are enough, just as you are. Remember, seeking validation from within is not about rejecting feedback or ignoring others' perspectives. It's about prioritizing your inner truth and ensuring that your actions align with your values. By releasing the need for external validation, you discover a priceless gift: the freedom to live a life that is authentically yours, guided by your heart and nourished by your spirit. 5. Embrace impermanence. Release expectations. One of the fundamental teachings of Buddhism is the principle of impermanence, known as anicca. This universal truth reminds us that all things, relationships, possessions, emotions, and even life itself, are in a constant state of change. When we resist this reality and cling to the illusion of permanence, we set ourselves up for disappointment and suffering. Unrealistic expectations often arise from our desire to control the uncontrollable. We envision perfect outcomes, relationships, or experiences, expecting them to unfold exactly as planned. Yet, life's nature is to shift and transform in ways we cannot predict. The Buddha taught that our suffering stems not from life's changes, but from our resistance to them. To embrace impermanence is to open ourselves to life as it truly is, rather than as we wish it to be. It means letting go of rigid expectations and accepting each moment as it unfolds. This does not imply passivity or resignation, but rather a profound flexibility and openness to the flow of existence. Consider the beauty of a blooming flower. Its petals are vibrant and full of life, but they will inevitably fade and fall. We can choose to mourn its loss or to cherish its fleeting beauty, knowing that its impermanence makes it all the more precious. Similarly, when we release our expectations and accept life's transience, we discover a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Releasing expectations requires mindful awareness. Begin by observing your reactions when things do not go as planned. Do you feel frustration or disappointment? These emotions often signal an unmet expectation. By acknowledging them without judgment, you create space to let go of your attachment and embrace the reality of the situation. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to find peace in the imperfection of life. As he said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. By anchoring ourselves in the present, we can navigate life's changes with grace and equanimity. In accepting impermanence, we release the burdens of unrealistic expectations and discover the freedom to live fully in each moment. 6. Refrain from gossip. Gossip may seem harmless or even entertaining, but its effects can be profoundly destructive. At its core, gossip breeds negativity, sowing seeds of distrust, discord, and harm. When we engage in gossip, we not only damage others' reputations, but also compromise our own integrity and disrupt the harmony within ourselves and our communities. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of right speech, a principle that guides us to use words that are truthful, kind, and beneficial. The Buddha advised, if you propose to speak, always ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? These 3 questions serve as a compass, steering us away from idle chatter and toward mindful communication. Refraining from gossip is not merely about avoiding harmful talk. It is a practice of cultivating empathy and understanding. When we choose silence or kind words over criticism and judgment, we foster a sense of respect and connection with others. This practice also nurtures our inner peace, as we are no longer entangled in the negativity that gossip creates. Consider the ripple effect of your words. Imagine sharing a rumor about a colleague during a casual conversation. While it may seem insignificant in the moment, that rumor could spread, distort, and return to the person in a way that causes pain or conflict. By choosing not to gossip, you prevent this chain of harm and instead contribute to an environment of trust and respect. To break the habit of gossip, start by becoming mindful of your conversations. Notice when the topic shifts to discussing others in their absence. Pause and ask yourself, am I contributing to harmony or am I creating discord? Redirect the conversation to more positive or constructive topics, such as shared goals, uplifting stories, or personal growth. Refraining from gossip is not always easy, especially in social settings where it may feel like the norm. However, by choosing to rise above the temptation, you set an example of integrity and kindness. This choice not only strengthens your character, but also inspires others to adopt more mindful and compassionate communication. Ultimately, the practice of refraining from gossip is an act of respect. Respect for others, for yourself, and for the truth. It is a way to align your speech with your highest values, contributing to a world where words are bridges of understanding rather than barriers of division. By choosing your words wisely, you embody the Buddha's teaching. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. 7. Let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is an all-too common burden that many of us carry. It stems from the belief that achieving flawlessness will validate our worth or shield us from criticism. However, this pursuit of an unattainable ideal often leads to frustration, stress, and self-doubt. Perfectionism can stifle creativity, paralyze decision-making, and prevent us from embracing the fullness of life. In Buddhism, the clinging to perfection is seen as a form of attachment, an unrealistic desire that binds us to suffering. The Buddha's teachings remind us that life is inherently imperfect, and it is through accepting this truth that we find peace. He said, "There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path." This wisdom encourages us to focus not on flawless outcomes, but on the journey itself. To let go of perfectionism, we must first acknowledge its impact on our lives. Perfectionism often manifests as harsh self-criticism, fear of failure, or a constant sense of inadequacy. These feelings arise when we measure ourselves against impossible standards or compare our progress to others. By recognizing these patterns, we can begin to shift our perspective and cultivate self-compassion. Mistakes and imperfections are not signs of failure. They are opportunities for growth and learning. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His resilience and willingness to embrace imperfection ultimately led to one of the greatest inventions of all time. Similarly, our mistakes can be stepping stones on the path to personal and professional growth if we choose to view them as such. Practicing mindfulness is a powerful tool for overcoming perfectionism. Mindfulness teaches us to stay present and accept each moment as it is, without judgment. When we focus on the here and now, we let go of the need to control outcomes or meet unrealistic expectations. Instead, we can appreciate the effort and intention behind our actions, knowing that they are enough. Releasing perfectionism also involves redefining success. Rather than striving for flawlessness, consider success as the courage to try, the willingness to grow, and the joy of progress. By celebrating small victories and appreciating the journey, we shift our focus from unattainable ideals to the meaningful steps we take each day. Ultimately, letting go of perfectionism is an act of self-liberation. It allows us to embrace our humanity with all its messiness and beauty, and to find happiness in the present moment. When we release the need to be perfect, we discover the freedom to be authentic, creative, and at peace with ourselves. 8. Practice mindful technology use. In today's digital age, technology has become an integral part of our lives. While it offers incredible opportunities for connection, learning, and innovation, it also poses unique challenges. Social media, in particular, can pull us away from the present moment, feeding habits of comparison, attachment, and distraction. Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness in all aspects of life, including how we engage with technology. The Buddha's teachings on right mindfulness encourage us to approach every action with awareness and intention. This principle applies to our use of digital devices, reminding us to stay conscious of how they influence our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Social media often presents a curated version of reality, showcasing highlights and successes while omitting struggles and imperfections. This can lead us to compare ourselves to others, fostering feelings of inadequacy or envy. The Buddha warned against such comparisons, teaching that peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. By practicing mindful technology use, we can break free from the cycle of comparison and reconnect with our true selves. Start by setting clear intentions for your technology use. Before reaching for your phone or opening an app, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Will it benefit me or bring me joy? By approaching technology with purpose, you can avoid mindless scrolling and focus on activities that align with your values. Limiting screen time is another valuable practice. Consider establishing boundaries, such as designated times for checking social media or using your devices. These limits create space for meaningful offline experiences, such as spending time in nature, connecting with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies. Mindful technology use also involves cultivating gratitude and presence. Instead of comparing yourself to others online, reflect on the blessings and accomplishments in your own life. Remember that everyone's journey is unique, and the highlight reels you see on social media do not tell the full story. Finally, take regular breaks from technology to reconnect with the simplicity of being. Step outside, breathe deeply, and notice the beauty of the world around you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and ground you in the present moment, free from digital distractions. By using technology mindfully, you transform it from a source of stress and comparison into a tool for growth and connection. This practice aligns with the Buddha's teachings, helping you cultivate awareness, gratitude, and inner peace in the digital age. 9. Cultivate empathy. Avoid negative opinions. Judging others is often a reflection of our own inner struggles. When we criticize or harbor negative opinions about someone, it can reveal unresolved emotions, insecurities, or biases within ourselves. Buddhism invites us to replace judgment with empathy and compassion, recognizing the shared humanity that connects us all. The Buddha's teachings remind us, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. This wisdom highlights the transformative power of understanding and kindness. By choosing to see others through the lens of empathy, we create opportunities for connection and healing, both within ourselves and in our relationships. To cultivate empathy, begin by acknowledging that everyone is navigating their own challenges, fears, and aspirations. When you feel the urge to judge, pause and consider the complexities of the other person's circumstances. Ask yourself, what might they be experiencing? How would I feel in their position? This shift in perspective fosters compassion and reduces the impulse to criticize. Avoiding negative opinions also involves practicing mindfulness in your speech and thoughts. Notice when negativity arises and gently redirect your focus toward understanding or positivity. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, but approaching it with a desire to understand and resolve rather than condemn. Empathy not only strengthens relationships, but also enriches our inner lives. When we let go of judgment, we free ourselves from the negativity it brings, creating space for peace and connection. By cultivating empathy, we honor the Buddha's teaching to let love, rather than hatred, guide our actions. 10. Preserve privacy in personal matters. Life often brings us moments of loss, conflict, or change that leave us seeking comfort and understanding. While sharing our experiences can be a source of healing, oversharing, especially about deeply personal matters, can compromise our sense of privacy and disrupt the dignity of those involved. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of quiet reflection and inner peace. In times of emotional turmoil, turning inward allows us to process our feelings with clarity and intention. Instead of seeking validation or sympathy from others, We can engage in practices such as journaling, meditation, or prayer to explore and understand our emotions. Preserving privacy also means respecting the sanctity of personal experience. When we share selectively, we protect not only our own dignity, but also that of others. This aligns with the Buddhist principle of right speech, which encourages us to communicate in ways that are thoughtful and considerate. Healing through quiet reflection does not mean isolating yourself or avoiding support. It means being intentional about whom you share with and ensuring that your words are spoken with care and respect. Trusted confidants, such as close friends, family, or therapists, can provide the understanding and guidance needed for healing. By preserving privacy, we create space for personal growth and self-discovery. This practice allows us to close old chapters with grace and dignity, paving the way for new beginnings rooted in self-respect and inner strength. In honoring the sanctity of our personal matters, we align ourselves with the wisdom of mindfulness and compassion, nurturing both ourselves and those around us. 11. Release the need to justify yourself. The need to justify ourselves, to explain our worth, choices, or actions, often arises from a desire to gain approval or understanding from others. Yet, when this need is directed toward those who have caused us pain or dismissed our value, it becomes an exhausting and futile endeavor. The Buddha offers a timeless reminder. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. This wisdom encourages us to release the burden of justification and focus instead on preserving our inner peace. Letting go of the need to justify yourself begins with understanding that your worth is intrinsic. It is not determined by others' opinions or judgments. When we attempt to explain or defend our choices to those who misunderstand or disrespect us, we give away our power and allow their perspective to overshadow our truth. By choosing silence and self-assurance, we protect our peace and affirm our self-respect. Releasing the need for justification does not mean closing ourselves off to meaningful conversations or feedback. It means recognizing when an explanation serves no constructive purpose. For example, when faced with criticism or misunderstanding from someone unwilling to see your perspective, ask yourself, will explaining bring clarity or resolution, or will it only deepen the conflict? This practice also involves letting go of past grievances. When someone has hurt us, it is natural to want them to understand the pain they caused. However, clinging to this desire can keep us trapped in a cycle of frustration and resentment. Instead of seeking validation or apology, focus on your healing and growth. To cultivate this mindset, practice mindfulness. When the urge to justify yourself arises, pause and take a deep breath. Remind yourself that your actions and choices are aligned with your values and that you do not need external validation to affirm your worth. Turn your attention inward, embracing the present moment and the peace it offers. By releasing the need to justify yourself, you free your energy for more meaningful pursuits. You reclaim your power, nurture your self-esteem, and build a life rooted in authenticity and inner strength. 12. Forgive and release hatred. Hatred is a heavy burden that binds us to suffering and prevents us from fully embracing life's joys. It consumes our energy and clouds our hearts, keeping us tethered to the pain of past wrongs. The Buddha's wisdom offers a path to liberation. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Forgiveness, though challenging, is the antidote that frees us from this cycle of pain. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions or forgetting past injustices. It is a conscious decision to release the grip of anger and resentment, allowing love and joy to take their place. When we forgive, we do not change the past, but we transform our relationship with it, choosing healing over hurt. To begin the process of forgiveness, reflect on the impact of holding on to hatred. Ask yourself, how does this anger serve me? What does it cost me emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Recognize that clinging to resentment often harms you more than it affects the person who wronged you. By letting go, You reclaim your power and create space for peace and renewal. Forgiveness also involves cultivating compassion, even for those who have hurt you. This does not mean excusing their behavior, but understanding that their actions may stem from their own pain, ignorance, or limitations. As the Buddha taught, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Choosing compassion over hatred allows us to break the cycle of suffering and contribute to a more harmonious world. The act of forgiveness can be supported by mindfulness and meditation. Visualize the person who has hurt you and silently offer them forgiveness, even if they are unaware. This practice is not for their benefit, but for your own liberation. With each repetition, you will find the weight of resentment lifting, replaced by a sense of lightness and freedom. Forgiving others does not mean you must invite them back into your life or tolerate harmful behavior. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of anger and allowing love and gratitude to flourish. By letting go of grudges, you open your heart to new possibilities, deeper connections, and greater joy. Ultimately, forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a declaration of your strength, resilience, and commitment to living a life unburdened by the past. Through forgiveness, you embody the Buddha's teachings and discover the profound peace that comes from releasing hatred and embracing compassion. By embracing and integrating these Buddhist-inspired practices into your daily life, you have the incredible opportunity to transform your existence into one filled with mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace. These practices not only help you cultivate a deeper connection with yourself, but also foster meaningful relationships with others, guiding you toward a life of greater awareness and understanding. The first step on this transformative journey is mindfulness, the foundation of Buddhist teachings. By practicing mindfulness, you begin to live in the present moment, observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. This awareness can help you let go of unnecessary distractions, stress, and anxiety, allowing you to focus on what truly matters in your life. Next, compassion plays a pivotal role in fostering peace within yourself and in your interactions with others. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of developing loving kindness and compassion for all beings, including yourself. By opening your heart to others and offering kindness, you create a ripple effect of goodwill that can help heal wounds and bring more peace into the world. Equally important is the practice of letting go of attachment, which can often lead to suffering, whether it's attachment to material possessions, outcomes, or even relationships. These attachments can bind us and prevent us from experiencing true freedom. By learning to release these attachments, you embrace impermanence and cultivate an inner peace that is not swayed by external circumstances. The path to self-discovery is also a journey of self-compassion, where you learn to embrace both your strengths and your flaws with love and acceptance. This acceptance fosters a deeper connection to your true nature and enables you to approach challenges with patience, resilience, and clarity. Incorporating Buddhist-inspired meditation practices into your daily routine can further enhance your inner peace. Meditation allows you to quiet the mind, alleviate stress, and connect with a deeper sense of purpose. Whether it's through mindfulness meditation, loving kindness meditation, or simply taking a few moments to breathe deeply and center yourself, meditation can help you cultivate a sense of calm and balance in an often chaotic world. As you continue to explore these practices, remember that the journey of self-discovery is unique to each individual. It's not about perfection, but about progress, learning, and growing at your own pace. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to profound changes in your life, helping you become more present, compassionate, and at peace. These steps and practices can profoundly change your perspective, create lasting peace in your heart, and encourage positive change in the world around you. By incorporating them into your life, you're not only transforming yourself, but also inspiring others to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and mindfulness. If these reflections resonate with you and you're ready to explore these practices more deeply, join our community of like-minded individuals on this transformative path. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content and guided meditations that will help you along your journey. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Together, we can continue to grow, learn, and inspire one another.